And finally, Cambodians are still traumatized by the atrocities carried out by the Khmer Rouge regime some 30 years ago. The extreme communist government carried out mass killings to purge the country of anyone believed to be pro-capitalist. A quarter of the population was murdered in the process, and many children were separated from their parents. And some people still haven't been reunited with their families. But a reality show, of all things, is hoping to change that and provide some much-needed closure. Here's Brady with more.
In this studio, Cambodia's national tragedy is getting the reality show treatment. The brutal communist Khmer Rouge movement ruled Cambodia in the late 1970s. They separated family members to destroy traditional bonds and strengthen their own total control. The show, called It's Not a Dream, helps find relatives who all these years later are still missing, and it reunites them on stage with lights, cameras, and a captive audience. For the families the show reunites, their unexpected luck comes after a long and heartbreaking journey. During the Khmer Rouge years, Kem Sokha and his niece, Sekmala, toiled in the same labor camp for children. The work was miserable. Socializing was forbidden.
They were
separated in the chaos that followed the Khmer Rouge's fall from power. Saram's been searching for her ever since. As a lone teenager, he crossed malaria-infested jungles on foot to reach a relief camp on the Thai border where he heard his niece had sought refuge. The memory of failing to find her still brings him to tears. The years passed and Saram moved on. He raised a family and opened a coffee shop outside the capital, Phnom Penh. Then last year, he tuned into an episode of It's Not a Dream, and it showed the story of a middle-aged woman who was looking for her family. It was his long-lost niece, Mala. Mala had settled halfway across the country from Saram. Since the Khmer Rouge collapsed, she hasn't seen any of her relatives. Today the show asked her to come to the studio, but she doesn't know what to expect.
The
story of Mala's suffering is not uncommon in Cambodia. Sokha is the producer of It's Not a Dream.
When you see our audience sitting here crying, sometimes they didn't cry because of the story that we're telling them, but they cry because of their own story, because most of them also gone through the same history.
There's never been a comprehensive service in Cambodia to reunite families. Those who lived through the Khmer Rouge regime are now adults and seniors. Mala's brought on stage. She has no idea her uncle's sitting just behind the stage wall. They play a video showing her uncle Saram today. For Mala, it's the first confirmation he's alive. The host cues up the show's climax. Cameramen sweep in from various angles for close-ups. It's the show's 26th reunion. The producer acknowledges the show only addresses a tiny fraction of all estranged families. But in such moments of intense sorrow and joy, the reunions offer a moment of collective healing. For LinkAsia, I'm Brady with Erwin Loy in Phnom Penh.
Now on
U.S. airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.